Yo, what's up, Pizza Party? Game Pizza Boy here, your host. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing fantastic today. I am back for another awesome video here and another XDefiant faction guide video for you guys. We've been having a lot of fun doing all these guide videos, and I've been enjoying the hell out of playing XDefiant on stream with all you peeps. It's been really fun, and I'm ready just to do another one in mind. We've done one for many of the different factions, and so far we've done one for the GS Commando, we did one for DedSec, we did one for Libertad recently. Now all we have left now pretty much to do is pretty much the Phantoms, Echelon, and the Cleaners. And today I wanted to kind of start off with is the next one I've actually been playing a lot, and that is Echelon, which is from Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, another popular game of that series, and it's really fun. They have some of the most fun abilities, in my opinion. I really enjoy them a lot, and they can be very fun to enjoy in many different variations of different kinds of weapons and ideas you can come up with. So I wanted to bring you guys a little guide right here as usual and help you guys out how to play Echelon and give you guys a breakdown of all the abilities, and then I'll give you my thoughts on what I would use on my loadouts probably with them. But again, these are just my picks, and you guys can use whatever you want as always. And then I'll give you guys my thoughts how I feel about Echelon, because I've been having a lot of fun playing them. I really have been a lot. So we're going to go through it, explain to you everything, of course, and we'll have some fun while doing so. But before we begin this guide, as always, if you do enjoy the video and you found it very helpful, I would recommend if you please smash that like button. I would appreciate it for sure. Comment down below and tell me your thoughts about Echelon, if you have anything to contribute with this guide, or if you guys also want to talk about if you guys been using Echelon too. I would like to hear if anyone has also been playing Echelon. Do you guys enjoy playing Echelon? Do you hate it? Let me know. And if you want to help support the channel, I would appreciate if you please subscribe. It will mean the world to me for sure, and it will be supporting my channel. So thank you very much indeed. Without further ado, let's get right into it and let's talk about Echelon. As usual, here's what we do. We go through all the abilities. I'll explain to you guys everything about what Echelon has, including their passive trait. There are two abilities that you can choose either one each time you play a game, and I'll also tell you about their ultra and explain to you what they do, exactly all of them. So let's begin. First, we'll start off it's their passive trait, known as low profile. This ability, what it does, it prevents the user from showing up on the enemy minimaps while doing any tasks such as firing an unsuppressed weapon, and etc, etc. So basically, for the unique trait that makes Echelon very special for them is since they're very stealth based, this makes them completely stealthy as a whole, very much so. That means even if you are shooting an unsuppressed related weapon, you will not be picked up on the radar whatsoever. This is a pretty good passive trait for Echelon and fits to their role very well. Makes you stealthy and makes it really unnecessary needing to ever need to use a suppressed weapon unless you really want to, but really with this, you probably don't even need to whatsoever, because again, you will not show up on the minimap whatsoever. Of course, they will still hear your noise and stuff like that, obviously, but at least with minimap wise, you will not be showed up. So it's a pretty good passive ability that fits to their role very well, and I find this pretty good to help you get around the map very easily without getting caught, as long as you just, of course, keep up the pace and watch out for any enemies that might keep an eye out for you when they hear your shots. Now, for the related two different abilities they have, there's two of them you can choose from as usual, and you can only choose one at a time when you're choosing your loadout. You have your one ability and your one grenade as usual. The first ability I'll start with is Intel Suit. This ability, basically, what it does, it will allow you to use your suit to ping waves of enemies that are around corners, behind cover, and stuff like that, and will allow you to see where they are. It usually has a very lengthy recharge rate and cooldown, of course, but it lasts for a good amount of time to let you scan the area for enemies. Pretty much, it does scan and ping them out for all you guys. At least like at least like a ping every 4 seconds, I believe, and it's like 5 pings pretty much within 20 seconds, which is how long it lasts, I believe. So it's a really good ability in such a way that will help you scan the area for enemies for yourself and be able to detect them right there. It will literally scan enemies, and it will let you know, of course, if they're right behind cover, so you can be ready to see where they are. However, there are two cons with this situation you gotta be mindful, though. One of which is the fact that if you scan enemy players with it, it will actually notify them that they're being detected by the intel suit. So don't think that you're completely in the hole of just being stealthy completely with just this ability. You will, of course, alert enemies when that happens. So if they do get alerted, they'll probably be ready to be on your toes and be ready to, of course, obviously get out of there or prepare for you. So obviously you better make sure you're on the move for sure and prepare to get them before they make a move themselves. Another thing also is that this ability can also be affected by anything that can disable it. So obviously EMP grenades or even DedSec's own Ultra Lockout can actually affect this. So if you're using this ability, you'll be locked out immediately if you're using it. So if while you're using it, it will get canceled out. So be ready for that completely. And the next ability to use is the Digital Ghillie Suit. This ability makes it where it renders the agents nearly invisible that uses it, and movement, aiming, or reduce the effect completely. So basically what this will do, it will just make you completely invisible with a ghillie suit, and will allow you to stay completely invisible for the duration it has. It lasts for like a small bit of time, basically I think like 10 seconds or so, and basically we'll have an extensive cooldown after some time, so you can't use it, of course. Just like the previous ability, do be mindful, it can also be disabled by the EMP grenade and the Lockout Ultra, but this ability basically just covers you completely invisibility and makes you cloaked. It can help you get around the map very easily, and can help you keep you hidden, and it will help you stay quiet for most things here and there, especially when you're trying to get around and use your weapons, stuff like that. So there is some moments you'll find a way to get some stealth tactics out of it, especially if you're using like close range weapons, stuff like that, like the shotgun or the SMG and stuff like that. Just be mindful though that as you move, you reduce slightly the invisibility part of it. So obviously if you start aiming with your weapon, or if you start obviously running, the visibility of the suit will start becoming very much known, and it'll make it easier for you to get spotted very easily. Finally, last but not least, is the Ultra, and the Ultra, I will tell you, this is probably one of my favorite Ultras and throughout the XDefiant factions. This is one of my favorite ones, and that is Sonar Goggles. This ability makes it where you reveal all enemies in the map that are alive, and you can hunt them down with Sam Fisher's 5.7 pistol. You basically get to use it, and you'll put on your cool sonar goggles. Everything will become night vision, and you will see every enemy outline in a red kind of aura basically, and they'll have a red glow, and letting you go hunt them down. It will last for a good amount of time at least, and then you can go hunt them down, shoot them down, and every shot you take on them usually will pretty much be nearly a one-shot basically, especially to the head for all the enemies. So it's a really powerful ability. This is probably one of my favorite abilities because it requires a lot of precise aiming, so it lets you be able to practice precise aiming a lot, and getting those shots, just killing them is pretty clean, and you can basically get some pretty good kill streaks. I've actually gotten a couple of them lately on my streams before, and it was really fun. It's a really good ability, and it's probably one of my favorites from any of the factions, Echelon pretty much, and it allows you to keep track of all the enemies very easily. Keep a note though is that it can still be disabled, actually, not by EMP grenades. So EMP grenades will not affect you, I believe, not at all. But DedSec's Lockout ability can cancel your Ultra out. So if you're not careful, you could pretty much lose that ability very easily. So be very careful when dealing with any DedSec members. But overall, this ability is probably one of my favorites. It lets you just see everyone across the map through walls and see their red aura, and just go ahead and go hunt them down. And if you time it right and get those shots on, you can just bam, get them pretty much. It's a really good offensive move, and it's really a good ability, definitely. So definitely go out there and practice that Ultra. It's really clean. Okay, so now we've gone through all the abilities so you can understand what to expect with each and every one of them. Now, let's go ahead and talk about my loadout setup, what I would personally use it as. As always, as usual, I will say this as always, that you guys can use whatever you want. Doesn't matter what you guys prefer, your weapons, your grenades, all that stuff. Choose whatever you feel is much needed for you, but this will just be my preference and what I like to prefer when using these weapons or abilities. Now, first, for grenades, just to get out of the way, I have 3 grenades in mind I prefer to use a lot when I play Echelon. I prefer to use either proximity mines, sticky grenades, and EMPs. EMPs, maybe not as much, since obviously if you're not careful, you can actually sabotage yourself sometimes. But it's actually pretty fun to use this, especially when you combine this with ghillie suit for me, because I tend to like to go invisible, get around certain places and hide, and then prepare for enemies who use their abilities or their stuff, and just throw it down on them to disable it, and just get around and quickly and hide as soon as possible once I throw it, so I can at least get a chance to shoot them while they're not paying attention, of course, and take them out as they lose their stuff, or help my team out take out the abilities right there. But the most also safe options are like sticky grenades and obviously proximity mines, just throwing them down on the ground while being invisible, or obviously just trying to get around very easily to throw that stuff down, of course, or just getting around very easily to kind of place them on traps, or using sticky grenades, especially with ghillie suit, especially the most, can really be useful completely, just to kind of throw at enemies and just take them out. I really like using the sticky grenades on these guys because they're just sneaking up on them and just throw them right by their backs. It's just really fun as well. It doesn't matter what you use this, especially with Intel suit or any of the abilities. It's just I think that these are fun ways to use with ghillie suit, because I've been enjoying ghillie suit a lot more than an Intel suit, but these are some of the grenades I would probably recommend the most. For weapons, it depends on preference again, as you would choose, but for me, I have 2 different sides I would either choose to play as them, either long range or close range with them, especially whenever I'm using like Intel suit or ghillie suit. Whenever I'm playing close range, I tend to switch to my Intel suit to use that especially, or ghillie suit, either way. And whatever I use the most, I usually switch to obviously SMGs and shotguns, especially shotguns, since obviously I like to get in there or just rush in while I was invisible, or when I scan them with the Intel suit and just try to see if I can clear them out at a good distance, and just try to make sure to just wipe them out completely and finish them off. For long range, I tend to usually either pretty much use ghillie suit so I can turn invisible, and use either snipers or maybe marksman rifles, maybe sometimes ARs too, but mostly within that I actually use a lot of snipers and just kind of use them to kind of turn invisible with my ghillie suit and just snipe out enemies completely by just simply standing still, getting position, and then do that, because sometimes when you're invisible, it keeps you kind of quiet on the lowdown very easily, making it easy for you to take them very easily. So if they come passing by you, boom, you got them with a kill right there. If you're not good with snipers, you can still use marksman rifles. That's also pretty good too as well. You can get them clean out before you get revealed out of the ghillie suit, because don't forget, if you shoot while being invisible, you will automatically get out of it, of course, and reveal yourself completely. So it's a really kind of like a 50-50 situation right there, but definitely for sure I usually prefer those a lot completely. As for whenever I play with sonar goggles or any of the other abilities, pretty much, obviously if you're using Intel suit, remember, play aggressive as you can with Intel suit, because again, you're scanning enemies as possible, but I guess don't forget, when you scan them, you will alert them that they're being like revealed by you. So if enemies are revealed by you, they will be alerted to it, and they will get away, and they'll try to run off or plan someone else. So make sure you use that ability when you know you're ready to get in there and just take out enemies and just bam, get them. So be quick about it and use every bit of weapons you can. Ghillie suit, you want to make sure you play by the stealth, by the books completely. So just try to get around, maybe use that to help you flank a little bit, and then when you're ready, just go in there and just sneak up people from behind, just take them out, just give them the element of surprise, basically. Or even if you're going from the front and to them pretty much as well, just make sure to be careful, though, not to move too much. If there's anyone around the corner that is ADSing and watching closely and they see your movement, you're pretty much going to reveal yourself very easily, so be very careful. As for sonar goggles and using the Ultra, the only thing I could tell you to do is practice and carefully use your shots. Because again, though, time does go by pretty quickly, so you have to make sure you use your shots very well and precise. So practice, just work on your aim, aiming patience when shooting, because again, it's like almost like using a shotgun, basically. One shot, and it's basically very straightforward. So if you miss your shots, you'll end up dying very easily, and I know that because I've done a few fuck-ups on my part right there when using this Ultra and missing a lot of my shots, and I died because of it. So you need to be very cautious, because again, one miss and a couple more after that, it's dead, and you failed your Ultra for sure. So just work on it, practice, watch closely for enemies, try to get in their line of fire if you can, or try to be ready for them when they come around the corner, and just time it right, and just take your time when using your shots, and just practice. It takes a lot of aiming for sure, and I know I still have my mess ups here and there a lot, so. But it's a really fun ability once you kind of get the hang of it and you understand how to use that Sam Fisher's 5.7 pistol. Okay, so now with all my loadout made for you guys, hopefully, and all the abilities to talk about, here are my thoughts on everything about what I think about before we wrap up this guide video again. I gotta say though, compared to some of the other factions, I actually really do enjoy Echelon. It's probably one of my favorite factions entirely of XDefiant. I said this before with DedSec, but honestly, I've been having a lot more fun with Echelon, because not only that, I feel like I'm getting a lot more fun ideas and strategies in mind with Echelon, but when I get the chance to use like their Ultra with the sonar goggles, I feel like I'm using a lot of my practice of skill to work on aiming, especially, because with that, it takes a lot of precise aiming and shots and timing and patience, which is something I feel like I don't have sometimes when shooting out in FPS games. So it just kind of helps out a lot. Not to mention, I really like their unique abilities, their stealth kind of tactics. Like with DedSec, to me, I still love them because I love Watchdogs a lot, but sometimes I just feel like the Firebug gets kind of annoying to use and just feels kind of to me. And the obviously steal ability is just what I think about them always anyway, so let's just go figure completely. And their lockout ability, like for example, is like, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's like to me. But with Echelon, I feel like I'm like putting a lot more work into it. I'm doing a lot more. I'm going for. I'm being stealthy. I'm trying to use ideas and strategies in mind with certain weapons, and I'm just going in there. And then when I get that Ultra, I'm ready to just practice and try to aim for my shots very easily. So it's just a really fun time using Echelon. I really love playing them so much, and I've been getting a lot of good kill streaks with them and having a lot of fun. I'd definitely say probably Echelon is probably one of my favorite and most probably played factions now currently at this moment. So I have had a great time playing with Echelon a lot. They're a really good faction. I recommend for anyone who's just starting to play XDefiant to give this faction a go first, because you'll find a lot of good things out of them, in my opinion. You'll find a really, really a lot of good things. So, yeah, that's probably everything pretty much I got to say about Echelon. I think Echelon is a really good faction. Definitely highly recommended. It's really good, and their passive trait also too, really helpful in some ways. It help you not be detected. On top of that, so hey, you don't even need to put suppressors if you want to on your weapons. You can just stay completely stealthy and on the radar, and you'll still can just use anything you want completely. Alright guys, with that being said guys, that is going to do it for again another XDefiant guide video. I hope you guys found this very helpful for you in Echelon. If you guys did, again, hit that like button, comment down below and tell me your thoughts if you found this helpful, if you've been playing Echelon 2 or not. And please don't forget to subscribe. I would appreciate your support. Let me know if you guys want me to start preparing for the next one for Cleaners or Phantom soon. Again, appreciate you guys again for the support. I'm definitely trying to be as consistent as possible with the videos. I'm hoping you guys have found it helpful, and I'm really been enjoying trying to practice editing these videos myself, of course. I'll see you guys next time here at the pizza party. You guys all have a good rest of your day. Take care, my friends. Love you all, and keep being awesome, my friends. All right, take care, my friends.